Picture this. It's the late 1800s and two French brothers, André and Edouard Michelin, start a rubber company. They call it, you guessed it, Michelin. Now these brothers were smart cookies. They saw the potential of this newfangled invention, the automobile. They knew more cars meant more tires, which meant more money for them, but there was a snag. Back then, driving wasn't exactly a popular pastime. People needed a reason to hop in their cars and go for a spin. So the Michelin brothers had a brainwave. They decided to create a guide, a book chock full of information for drivers. They figured this guide would make driving more appealing and get people out on the open road. And that's how the Michelin Guide was born. Little did they know, this marketing gimmick would turn the culinary world upside down. This guide, initially meant to sell tires, would become the ultimate symbol of fine dining, coveted by chefs and restaurant owners everywhere. It's a classic example of how innovation can pop up in the most unexpected places. It shows that even the loftiest goals can be achieved with a sprinkle of creativity and a whole lot of determination. To really grasp the Michelin Guide's beginnings, we need to rewind to early 1900s France. Cars were a novelty, paved roads were few and far between, and long-distance travel was an adventure in itself, often riddled with challenges. The Michelin brothers knew that to sell more tires, they had to make driving more enticing. Their guide aimed to do just that. It was like a roadmap to adventure, packed with info on road conditions, where to find mechanics, and gas stations. But the Michelin brothers didn't stop there. They knew a long journey needed more than just a reliable car and a map. Travelers needed a place to rest their weary heads and, most importantly, a good meal. That's when the Michelin Guide started featuring hotels and restaurants. These early recommendations were pretty basic, nothing like the detailed reviews they'd become known for later on. Still, they were a godsend for early motorists, pointing them towards a welcoming bed and a hearty meal. This decision to include restaurants, which seemed like a small detail at the time, would turn out to be a game changer, setting the stage for the Guide's future culinary reign. In 1900, the first Michelin Guide rolled off the presses. It was a modest little booklet, given away free to motorists. The guide was divided into sections, each covering a different part of France. It had maps, handy tips for drivers, and of course, listings for hotels, mechanics, and restaurants. In those early days, the guide was all about practicality. Restaurant recommendations were based on simple things like cleanliness, service, and price. No star ratings, no fancy reviews, just straightforward listings to guide tired travelers to a decent meal. Despite its humble beginnings, the Michelin Guide quickly became a hit. It was like a trusty sidekick for motorists, giving them a sense of security and direction in the uncharted territory of early automobile travel. As more people started using the guide, its influence grew. Hotels and restaurants realized the value of being featured in its pages. Even a basic listing in the Michelin Guide could bring in a steady stream of customers. The seeds of the guide's future culinary dominance were being sown. Fast forward to the Roaring '20s, and the Michelin Guide underwent a major makeover. The Michelin brothers saw that people were developing a taste for dining out, so they decided to beef up the guide's restaurant coverage. They hired a team of undercover inspectors, whose mission was to visit and critique restaurants all over France. This was a turning point for the guide, shifting its focus from basic listings to in-depth critical reviews. But the real game changer came in 1926 with the introduction of the star rating system. 1 star meant a restaurant was very good in its category. 2 stars meant it offered excellent cooking and was worth a detour, and the holy grail of 3 stars was reserved for truly exceptional cuisine, worth a special journey. The impact of the star system was immediate and huge. A Michelin star, especially 2 or 3, became a badge of honor for chefs and restaurants. It could make a restaurant's reputation, attract discerning diners, and significantly boost its profits. Chefs began to dream of Michelin recognition, seeing it as the pinnacle of culinary achievement. The Michelin Guide, once a humble travel companion, had become a powerful force shaping the culinary landscape. It had created a hierarchy in the restaurant world, with Michelin stars as its most coveted prize. Now, while a Michelin star is a mark of culinary excellence, it can also be a bit of a mixed blessing. The immense pressure to maintain those sky-high standards, the constant scrutiny from critics and diners, and the fear of losing a star can really take a toll on chefs and restaurant owners. Some chefs have even called it the Michelin curse, talking about the intense pressure and anxiety that can come with Michelin recognition. There have been cases of chefs giving back their stars, saying the weight of expectation was just too much and they wanted to cook in a more relaxed environment. The Michelin Guide's influence goes way beyond individual chefs and restaurants. It has played a major role in shaping culinary trends and promoting certain cuisines. Its early focus on French cuisine helped cement France's reputation as a culinary powerhouse. However, this focus on French gastronomy has also drawn some flack, with some saying the Guide's Eurocentric outlook overlooks the diversity and richness of other culinary traditions. Despite these criticisms, the Michelin Guide remains a major player in the culinary world, its stars still carrying immense weight for chefs, restaurant owners and diners alike. From its humble beginnings in France, the Michelin Guide has expanded its reach far and wide. Today it covers over 30 countries across 4 continents, from the bustling streets of Tokyo to the vibrant culinary scene of New York City. The Guide's journey beyond France began in the 1970s with its first international edition, covering restaurants in New York City. This was a big deal for the Guide, showing its ambition to become a truly global culinary authority. But the Michelin Guide's international editions haven't been without their share of controversy. Critics argue that the Guide's criteria for awarding stars are too heavily influenced by French culinary traditions, potentially putting restaurants that don't fit those molds at a disadvantage. Others question whether the Guide's inspectors, however well trained they are, can truly and fairly assess the incredible diversity of cuisines found around the world. Despite these criticisms, the Michelin Guide's global expansion has undoubtedly broadened its culinary horizons, introducing diners to a wider range of dining experiences and recognizing culinary excellence in all its forms. While the Michelin star remains the Guide's most coveted accolade, the Michelin Guide has evolved over the years to embrace a wider range of dining experiences. Recognizing that fine dining isn't for everyone, the Guide introduced the Bib Gourmand designation in 1997. Bib Gourmands are awarded to restaurants that offer great food at reasonable prices, giving diners a more affordable way to experience quality cuisine. In recent years, the Michelin Guide has also introduced sustainability awards, recognizing restaurants that are committed to environmentally friendly practices. These initiatives show that the Guide is increasingly aware of how important sustainability is in the culinary world, and that it wants to promote restaurants that prioritize ethical and responsible sourcing. The Michelin Guide's evolution beyond its traditional focus on fine dining demonstrates its adaptability and its commitment to staying relevant in a constantly evolving culinary landscape. The Michelin Guide's dominance in the culinary world hasn't gone unchallenged. In recent years, a number of alternative restaurant guides and rating systems have popped up, offering different perspectives on what makes a restaurant truly great. These guides often prioritize things like sustainability, local sourcing, and culinary innovation, challenging the traditional emphasis on French culinary techniques and formal dining experiences. The rise of alternative guides reflects a broader shift in the culinary world, with diners increasingly interested in experiencing diverse cuisines, supporting sustainable practices, and connecting with the stories behind their food. While the Michelin Guide remains a powerful force in the culinary world, these alternative guides provide valuable alternative perspectives, shaking up established hierarchies and broadening the definition of culinary excellence. From its humble beginnings as a marketing tool for a tire company, the Michelin Guide has become a global culinary institution. Its star rating system, once a novel concept, has become the gold standard for restaurants worldwide, shaping culinary careers and influencing dining trends. The Guide's journey from a practical travel companion to a culinary authority is a testament to the enduring power of good food and the human desire to discover and celebrate it. While the Michelin Guide has faced its fair share of criticism over the years, its impact on the culinary world is undeniable. It has raised the bar for restaurants worldwide, pushing chefs to strive for excellence and innovation. It has introduced diners to new culinary experiences and helped to shape the way we think about and appreciate food. As the Guide enters its second century, it will be fascinating to see how it continues to evolve and adapt to the ever-changing landscape of the culinary world.